Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening or watching, I thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Mumphrey, and this is It. We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleague, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Yep.
So I actually wrote how I was going to introduce this topic. So
I want to hear it. You need some water?
No, I already took some water.
Okay.
I have actually quite a bit of it today. So for Hollywood, 2023 was one of the most tumultuous and expensive years in its history, from writers and actors striking to soaring stock prices. 2023 was not short on drama. However, the landscape still remains dangerous. Wall Street is quite concerned about how the media businesses are handling the transitioning from cable to streaming. Box office has not registered its pre-pandemic momentum. Late-night television, once the embodiment of cool, is currently experiencing a full-fledged identity crisis. Elected officials are eager to crack down on the abuses of Ticketmasters and its peers. All this instability is expected to lead to additional consolidations in a field where century-old enterprises has vanished. 2024, according to Reuters, the number of wide-release films will drop to about 100 in 2023 to 90 in 2024. Now, that's just a result of the recent strikes. The Hollywood Reporters also forecast that 2024 executives will have to learn how to generate money from streaming. And the video streaming services may run out of time if they continue losing money. Now, another additional projection that they had that I thought was interesting, that I like you all's thoughts on, is they say that TikTok may rival Netflix.
So you can watch full movies on TikTok.
I don't know if they're gonna watch full. I don't know if it's gonna be like full movies. It's just more of like they will have more viewers than TikTok.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, than Netflix.
But anything that's short, you're gonna get, people's attention spans are small, So you watch some stuff, a video, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, you're gonna get more views. So
I got a different take.
What's that?
It's harder to make money on TikTok versus some of the other platforms. And the platform's not necessarily geared toward that. Now, I would normally have signed off on like maybe a year or 2 years ago, but I actually had a conversation with somebody yesterday about the whole attention span thing. If you have something pertinent to say and it's said in a very certain fashion, doesn't matter how short the person's attention span is for normal stuff that's not pertinent. Like, are we becoming better storytellers? I would say some of us are not. Because, like, you got to recall, though, the storytelling art medium or whatever, for the longest time before we had the written language, is how we spread ideas. And the worst ideas amongst it would die on the vine. So if you weren't a good storyteller and you couldn't communicate the pertinent things, they wouldn't last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like even with the TikTok deal, okay, there's certain TikTok videos do better than others because the storytelling piece in that format. It's the same thing with movies and television and all that stuff. And I don't know if going down to less movies would be necessarily the worst thing, because there's a lot of bad movies out there. Just period. Whether it be studio or whether it be people just making them.
Now, the fact we also have so many different like mediums to watch films. Mm-hmm. So the more options you have to watch films, the more they need to fill them, and there's more room for bad films.
But here's what I would look at too. So when I think the last CEO of Coke took over, Indian dude, I believe.
From Netflix?
No, Coca-Cola.
Coke, okay.
So what he looked at, it was like stomach share. That's what he looked at. He said, okay, the pie's only so big. You're not going to get everybody signing up for every single like streaming service. Maybe 2, maybe 3. 3's pushing it. If you're talking about like anything other than 3, it better be at such a price point to where it's like, throwaway. Because like, with the way the economy is and all that stuff, disposable income might be a challenge if that's what you're basing your network off of, or your streaming service. And I would really, really look to that and be like, some of these are going to die on the vine because they're just not viable mediums, and you don't have enough money to wait this out. You just don't. I don't care how big or how deep your pockets were. At some point in time, you have to make money, and then relatively quickly. Now, Amazon's a different beast because they can subsidize part of their company.
Yeah, but now how much did you want to subsidize it out?
But I'm saying like they will subsidize certain pieces of it. Say like if they were like I heard rumors that they're going to get into the boxing fight business. So instead of like buying pay-per-view traditional amount, you do it through like an Amazon services or something like that. They're going to do some kind of deal with one of the like DAZN or something like that.
Now I was going to eventually get to that, so I'm kind of glad you brought that up. Now, one of the other issues is now with streaming services. At one point, they were able, when I use Netflix, for example, like Lord knows how long ago, it was like what, $5-7 to get a subscription.
When was that?
I'm thinking Hulu. I think
Early,
it started
early
all,
2000s.
I'm thinking like really early.
Early
So,
2000s, like maybe
I was gonna
$9.
say.
so
Because no lie, like in early 2000s or whatever, it's like $14 and for the Blockbuster deal, and they were rivaling Netflix, and you had access for what, $14 and some change, like $14.99. You had access to get DVDs off the internet and go to the store and rent videos as well. Still,
You said Hulu.
no,
well, I was meaning
he
Netflix.
said
I
Hulu.
think the
He said
price
Hulu.
I was thinking was
I'm saying Blockbuster.
Oh yeah.
But they were rivaling. They were rivaling Netflix. Excuse me.
That was back when Netflix, was DVD and stuff like that. Rent, the whole renting thing.
so. Now, back at that point, they were trying to gain. At this point, they're trying to gain the market share.
Right.
So they was able to. They had investors did not mind losing money because they was trying to gain people. So obviously, after you gain people, you gotta put the price up a bit because you're still losing money. But it's to the point where now these investors, they're tired of losing money. They're trying to gain from their investment. So that's what you're seeing a lot of like, because I think they're saying like the only streaming service that's in the black, I believe Netflix was like a year or two ago, maybe, but like mostly Hulu.
But Netflix made a large investment in their own programming because they saw the issue with the whole licensing piece, and like they're gonna have their own products to be able to license out, so you have some recurring revenue for their own stuff.
Yeah, I think they kind of learned that issue with Friends because I think they was paying like what $100 million a year,
a lot,
Yeah.
a lot.
but now when you brought up boxing, streaming services are starting to, because the only avenue they haven't really gone into yet is, or hasn't like completely dived into, and it looks like they're starting to, is the live event space, the live television space, which is probably the only thing that's really keeping like the Foxes, the NBCs, ABCs.
For the most part, but they're
For right now it is.
They're slinging that was popular for a while for people that wanted to see live sports, and that was like an internet based deal, and it was like $29 a month or something like that. But like even that market share is kind of dying with all the cable cutters and all that stuff. Like we'll see. It's a brave new world.
You
out
see
here.
there, because like you said, Amazon's trying to get into boxing, and you may have heard that the WWE Raw next year will be on Netflix.
That's a major move for them. That really is, because like you got to think that's more market share. Like I was saying about the Coca-Cola guy when he stepped in.
Yeah,
he was talking about stomach share, because he's like, all right, this is how big the pie is. This is only how big the pie is. How do we get more of that pie? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's like, he's like, okay, how much stomach share do we have of these people? And people are like, oh, well, we sell this much Coke. He's like, no. I want a total stomach share. That's water, that's energy drinks, that's everything. And that's how these cats need to look at it, honestly. Because, like, okay, if you know you're number 2, you need to embrace your position. Because to get to number 1, in some markets, it's almost impossible. Burger King is never going to overtake McDonald's.
Right.
Right.
Was it Hertz or Avis that's like number 2 in the rental car business as far as commercial?
I think it's Avis.
He's like, we're number 2, but we try harder. You remember that commercial?
Not
I
at all.
remember that. No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they actually made fun of that, and it's funny they saw a market bump because of the honesty in that commercial. But it's like the amount of effort that it takes to go to number 1, you could actually sacrifice the long term of your company. And a lot of streaming companies need to be cognizant of that. And yeah, you can do the tech model startup deal to where you're, investing, getting more seed capital. At some point in time, the merry-go-round stops. And that's when you need to make money.
Yeah, I think we're kind of at this point now. So now I was looking up the WWE deal. So now they'll have Monday Night Raw start next year for 10 years. That was $5 billion. Now, as far as like live events,
So they're taking it off of television,
or
they're just gonna.
No, it's not gonna be on TV. And this is just Monday Night Raw. They'll still have SmackDown. NXT,
What was Raw on? What network?
TBS? No, TNT. I believe.
There's no TNT.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, is there TNT?
No, USA.
Okay.
It's on USA. That's where it's always been. I think it's.
No, I think there's still TNT.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Because that's where the NBA plays.
Yes, I'm thinking about TNN.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
gone.
that's been gone for a while.
Girl, that's good.
They did a couple rebrands, like on different networks. But I've been a cable cutter for a long time now.
So now again, that's $5 billion. So now the kind of big live event you'd want to get for streaming is obviously the NFL. That's like the crescendo in sports. So I went to look up how much and these are like Disney, NBC, CBS, Fox, and Amazon pay for rights to air the NBA, because I think Amazon has Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
So all of them together pay about $113 billion. So I don't even know who could afford to get if they wanted to get like all the NFL.
No, you piecemeal it. What you would have to do is you would have to like buy pieces and wait for everybody else to like kind of die out.
So almost like, okay, like Netflix may try it. Like I wonder how much like Monday Night Football.
I don't. No, it's too much.
I don't think they're gonna touch it. To be honest with you,
it's too much. It's too much. They like Amazon might, because they're already got their foot in that door, but like, nah, like
them
they
taking
don't want
on
no parts
Raw,
of that.
WWE period is something that's gonna be a trial run for them.
That's $5 billion is a hell of a trial run. That's an expensive trial run.
I mean, but that's something that's major. Now, of course, sports are more major than wrestling. So,
but if you're going to jump into that arena, I mean, WWE is a kind of a great way to start.
Yeah.
So
that's why I say it's a trial run.
Yeah. So now let me.
I mean, Apple TV's got the MLS games.
Baseball.
No, Major League Soccer.
Oh, soccer.
Oh, soccer.
Yeah, and that's growing.
Yeah.
So Apple, I think, does too. Yeah, I think Apple has.
Yeah, Apple.
Like, they have a soccer league.
Well, I mean, I think it's the American League.
Wherever Messi plays, they got that.
Well, I mean, like he's over here now.
Yeah.
Like he plays for one of the American teams. I can't remember which one.
So whatever league he's on now.
They played the Nashville SC.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Now big deal. Now I would have thought Netflix would have done, because soccer's a growing sport, especially here, especially within like the last 10 years.
Yeah, but
it
soccer,
would be cheaper.
in my opinion,
still niche.
Soccer is still kind of bigger than WWE.
Well,
if you're
like
thinking about global,
worldwide,
right?
Yeah, but more likely they're looking at the American audience first. versus trying to break into a global audience.
And that makes sense.
Because they segment it out anyway.
Right.
And then like say if you go to like the UK or whatever, Sky Sports is probably like dominating as far as like the rights to most of the soccer games.
Okay.
Football. Let's say correctly.
Football.
Well, I'm not over there. I'm over here.
So now this may be a huge thought, but do you ever see a Super Bowl being aired on a streaming service?
I think they did like pieces of it already last year on Peacock. I don't think they did the whole thing, but I think they did pieces of it. And Peacock is one of the streaming services that I guess NBC Universal is like got the push behind. And they showed one of the playoff games last year exclusively on Peacock. They were trying to get signups, like drive signups.
Just a playoff game?
One of the playoff games exclusively on that network. And they were talking about like the record viewership or whatever. And I'm like, I'm not watching that.
I'm guessing probably like the first round of the playoffs and all that.
Well, I'm not watching it because I don't want this to be the new normal to where.
But we are kind of heading that way.
Yeah, but like I can stave off some of it by protesting. You know what I'm saying, with my feet and my dollar. Because I'm not getting another streaming service. I'm just not.
I don't know. I don't blame. I mean, look, I think you said like the average would be like 3.
Maybe 2. 3 is pushing it.
I mean,
3 is pushing it.
I mean, and they're all getting more and more.
Yeah, like
expensive.
so you gonna have to make a decision. Like it was easy back in the day when Netflix was like what $10 to $12,
yeah.
Right.
And then Hulu was like $7 to $9. It was a lot easier. Be like, oh well, it's like what $25 across the 2 of them. Now,
I thought you meant for one. I said, hell no, it ain't no $25.
no, but I'm saying like for 2 different entertainment sources.
Yeah, if
So-
you got the basics now, if you got Hulu
They introduced that later on.
plus, what is it called? Hulu live streaming or whatever, where you just get it's
No,
like regular
yeah.
cable.
Because that got sports. That
That
NBA
does
games.
have sports now,
They
but
got NBA
that's
games.
like $70 now, and usually all of their pitches like is still cheaper than cable.
It is.
But
It's way cheaper than cable.
How long though? Because we getting up there.
Only for a little bit of time. Like maybe a 4-year time period, cheaper than cable. 'Cause you talking about like what you get a cable bill, anywhere from $90 to $130.
Sometimes it's more than that.
Yeah, but I ain't talking about DirecTV.
I'm talking about Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Them bills be higher than that.
I ain't paying for all that stuff. Like, there's a reason why I cut my cable.
But I'm telling you, those bills be higher than that. Higher than 100.
Now
Look,
that's
I missed the introductory rate. What up?
now when did you started cutting cable?
Oh, it was a while ago. It's when
So would you say you started like before the streaming boom?
yeah, but Netflix was already established. I was still gaming considerably, like, at a steady clip. And then I just got busy with a whole bunch of other stuff, and I came home to this bill that I wasn't like, taking part in. And I was like, like looking around, I'm like, I can get rid of something. I'm gonna get rid of this. I need the internet.
Right.
I had to have the internet for all the stuff that I do. So I'm like, I'll keep the internet, but all this other stuff got to go.
Oh yeah, that's what my mom did. She kept, the internet, but she got rid of the cable. So saved her a lot of money.
Now, one other, and it's kind of like the subject we're talking about now. They're talking about like one of the issues is what like media conglomerate.
Can you get that? You need some water? You sure?
I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get some eventually once the camera off.
No. We can go to a different camera. Drink some water real quick.
But let me get this out.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this out. So they're saying it's like a raft of media conglomerates and streamers may run into each other's arms as the operating terrain grows becomes more complex. In the past, Paramount, Global, Comcast, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of these. Disney and Fox were all powerful, which basically when we were growing up. The main providers of entertainment, information, and sports, but streaming has put a foot in all their asses, basically.
Mhm.
And
yeah, pretty much.
Wall Street now demands profit because they've been losing money for at least probably since 2018. Then you add the pandemic, they've probably lost double, maybe triple of that.
For streaming?
Oh yeah.
No.
Just as a whole.
Well,
Like
I was finna
Disney
say.
took a hit.
Well, I will say Netflix probably did well, Amazon probably did well, and Disney Plus for a little bit probably showed promise to do well.
Disney Plus did because
they didn't make any money though, but they had a certain amount of subscriptions. But then there's a number of things that happened in the marketplace that made them lose that as well.
I think they did well in 2020. I think it was like a peak for Netflix. They got, because remember they were taking movies and putting them straight to Disney Plus. So when they started doing that, it actually kind of gave them a boost of subscription. It did well.
I don't know if that did as well as some would think it did for them, because like it alienated at least like on a Disney one, the Scarlett Johansson movie, the Black Widow.
Yeah,
because they were trying to do something weird with the contract, the way the contract was written.
I remember that.
Because it,
didn't she sue them or try to sue them?
Yeah, because of the split.
I believe she did.
They changed the split numbers because like of the straight to I was gonna say straight to DVD
Streaming.
the straight to streaming numbers like kind of really affected the theater numbers.
Yeah,
and it's like yo man, like you just hamstring your own movie. Why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense. I was like, were they actually trying to do that on purpose or what?
or they were trying to see how it was going to do. It was
Yeah, but why would you do it with that movie?
I had never seen that one.
I mean, that's your blockbuster film of the summer, or just before the summer, and it was a beloved character, which it was bad timing to put that movie out then.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, okay, everybody's at the house, so they just kind of restructured, because you're not getting people in the movie theater.
But that was after the pandemic. Stuff was already open up when that came out in theaters. They actually pushed that movie to make sure that it had a theater release, and then they did a dual release at the same time. Why'd you push it then if that's the case? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay, now I'm remembering it. Like I don't know. Sure, this is just a theory.
It was just
that
I think it was just last year, right?
I thought it was the year before.
It
I thought
was-
like
it
when
might
stuff
have been-
started
okay, all right,
opening
yeah.
up, like it wasn't doing as well as they thought in theaters, and it was more of like
It might have been just a bad movie.
could have been.
Like I said, I've never seen it, so I don't know.
So it's like, okay, they don't. It's like maybe people are still at home, so let's do the dual. Like I can't completely take it from theaters, so we'll just make it a dual release.
Yeah, but I'm like, they really did it for the Disney Plus numbers though,
Yeah,
and I'm like, ugh.
But you also got to think that was also a time where, even though things were opening back up, a lot of people still weren't coming outside.
Yeah,
And-
because you gotta
and you didn't know for sure if you were going to get people.
Well,
If that movie was going to bring people to the theater.
you gotta retrain people's habits. Like for 2 years, like damn near 3 years, they had changed all their habits. So movie wasn't part of the thing anymore, and it was an unnecessary expense, especially with all these different streaming platforms and the stuff that I'm paying for at the house. Hey, I got food at the house. Hey, I got board games at the house. I got entertainment at the house. I got music at the house.
Depends on who's at the house too.
Now you might retrain them. Marvel may say, "We'll let another production studio do the retraining."
But they already
We'll
shot the
come
film.
in once it's.
They already shot the film.
And
So
that's
it's
why, like, I got to get them to watch it somewhere.
So why did you hamstring yourself? Like, because you can always there's no reason to do the dual thing, especially if the movie's going to be in the house release or whatever in less than a month anyway. There's no reason.
Yeah, because that like the time frame is for like I think the time frame especially when we were younger was you have it in theaters for like 3 months
Maybe a little bit less than that.
because I saw this like a while ago.
It
It,
might-
was like
it-
a whole. It grew less and less as kind of time.
It might have been about 2 months, but the adaptation to VHS or DVD or whatever.
Yeah, you had the.
You're talking about like
VHS.
a 4 to 6 month wait. So if you didn't see it in the theaters, You had to wait for that bad boy.
Yeah, but then you got the I use DVDs for this, and then by the time it hit like TV,
Oh,
I think
years.
It'll probably been like a year and a half, maybe two.
Probably 2, 3.
Because you may be right, because the I was
2,
hearing
yeah.
maybe 2, because how it was structured is especially how they made money. So let's say you put 20 million in a film, and the film in theaters made 8 million. You may be able to make your money back through the DVDs and VHS sales. It was almost like a re-releasing of the film. And you just kind of give them a spread out amount of time to get people to like want to buy it. And, you may have it at certain stores, then bring it all the way down to like Walmart. Then you put it out on TV for, royalties and all that stuff. Where I think now is maybe a month and a half.
Oh, because there's no money in putting it on TV.
And no. I'm talking about like a month in theater, month and a half in theater, maybe 2 months. And then it goes right to streaming.
Yeah, because you have to make the money. You have to make the money. And the way the marketing is and all that stuff, they're not going to spend any money after the fact. So, like, they're going to spend all their marketing budget up front, pretty much.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, that's part of the film rollout now. So, like, unless you get, like, some kind of lucrative, like, licensing deal with one of the streaming services, which most people don't, like, hey, what are you going to do? You going to put it out yourself or whatever and try to do the self thing? You can do that. You can put it on Amazon Prime or whatever, because that's a little bit easier to kind of go to.
Yeah.
And have people rent it or buy it straight up.
Yeah.
Like some of the documentaries I've gotten. I had somebody that I know that released a documentary on prison, and I had purchased it outright when it was available on Amazon Prime. I still haven't seen the whole thing, but I wanted to support them because, like, I mean, from concept to actually filming, it was amazing. Like, just to hear the story, hear the behind the stories, and then to see like pieces of it, to see the film like actually finish, that was actually pretty cool.
And I'm going to bring on to the next thing they brought up, which I think is rather interesting. They're talking about Disney. So what they say here is not too long ago, all was right in the Magic Kingdom. Marvel was the envy of the movie business. Star Wars has been rebooted. Theme parks lures family from around the globe, and Disney Plus seemed like a potential Netflix killer. Well, that's not the case anymore. Disney superhero movies are bombing. A victim of rapid expansion into the streaming has led to a glut of content and lack of quality control.
Yep.
The studio keep announcing, then abandoning Star Wars spinoff and sequels. Price hikes at its parks have alienated customers, and Disney Plus has failed to convert subscriber base and robust profits, while rumors are swirling that the company might sell ABC, of all things, to generate some cash. All of this has left Disney stock looking pretty bad right now.
You know what I just heard? I just heard a whole bunch of gibberish coming out of your mouth.
No, I mean, seriously though, Disney's in trouble because Disney did what a lot of big companies do. They thought they could go away from their core audience. And like, yeah, you're going to have people that are going to buy stuff, but they're not going to be as loyal as their core audience.
But Disney is just not films.
No, but I'm saying like across the bow. Across the
board, they're in trouble.
Yeah, across the bow. Their core audience. They've lost touch with their core audience across the board. From the theme parks to the movies to all the other stuff.
Even the other stuff that they own. Not just Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Networks.
Yeah.
Like,
now which don't generate
they own real estate, but
yeah, but the networks don't. They're actually about to do expansion of the park in Florida too, I believe.
I don't think it's in Florida no more because of the issues with the
no, like it still is. It still is. Okay. Like all that kind of got glanced over.
You talking about Disney World in Florida? There's still a Disney World in Florida.
No. They was going to build something else in Florida.
No, I'm saying like they're still going to expand.
Okay.
Like I guess I think on that campus they're going to expand because they bought all this land like a long time ago, whatever, where they could always like branch out.
And if they'll be doing it somewhere else overseas too.
I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but that's neither here nor there. But like one of the things with the theme park that a lot of people like, case in point, they tried to push in the new Disney, Star Wars stuff into that special attraction stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it doesn't have the same draw. Like, you can incorporate that, but guess what? It needs to be the legacy characters. But part of it is like them not wanting to pay royalties, I believe, anymore. Because Disney really had a issue with that. And it's not like, oh, they weren't making money. I just think they just wanted to get rid of these line items. Like, Jason Weaver, his whole thing with the Lion King.
Yeah.
He got paid royalties on that. So anytime they did these re-releases, these live action films, guess what? You don't have to pay these old actors anymore. And the contracts you sign with these new actors, you're not doing no royalty deals no more. That's dead. We ain't doing that. We can get the next person. Hey,
You know what I want them to bring back? 101 Dalmatians. I want
a live action.
A live action.
Yeah, another live action.
Did you like the?
Not at all.
You didn't.
I like the animated version.
Everybody liked the animated version.
Yeah, it's not too much that they do as live action that I feel that does well.
If it's done the right way,
good luck.
hell, I can do it. Shit.
Good luck.
You may need to.
You know what I'm saying? Have a little confidence in me. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
No. You probably will one day.
No, I'm not going to take that role on.
I always felt like
that is my favorite Disney movie. I'm not going to take that role on.
Did it do a live action of Aladdin?
Yes.
What cartoon have they haven't done a live action? A live
just
adaptation
the main ones they've done. Disney put out a whole bunch of cartoons.
Well, yeah. But
have they done every single cartoon?
Wait, not Pinocchio, maybe. Not Pinocchio.
Didn't they do Pinocchio?
They did a live action Pinocchio.
Yeah, they did a live action Pinocchio.
They did. Yeah. But that wasn't that was before like this newer craze. They did a live action Pinocchio. I can't remember the dude who played Geppetto. He was like a famous actor. So Pinocchio, Snow White, Cinderella.
Wait, they did Snow White?
Yes.
Yeah. Damn, I missed
Kevin, where you been?
Like, as soon as they say live adaptation, I just changed
Cinderella, they did quite a few.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Including the one with Brandy.
Yeah.
That may be one that they've actually
I thought they done well with that. I thought they did well with that.
You talking about the black one? Or just Cinderella period?
Cinderella
with Brandy and Whitney. Oh, that's the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other ones they've done, but it's the only one I've heard good things about.
It was accepted like very
You've
well.
never seen that one?
No, the Whitney. Yeah, no, I've seen that one. But haven't they done another one?
Did they do?
They might have done another Cinderella. I think they did do another Cinderella,
they
but
did.
It wasn't received well. The Seven Dwarfs one, they actually basically shelved the film because the main actress was pissing off a whole bunch of people with just talking about
that wasn't Cinderella.
I'm saying Seven Dwarfs.
Oh,
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yes.
Like they actually shelved that joint. There's a Marvel film, not a Marvel film, DC film, Batwoman. I think they shelved that one too. Because they said this is going to hurt the brand. It's so bad.
That's because of the way it was shot, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's crazy.
Now,
you know how much money you got to throw away? They said no, because we want to make money off of these franchises, and if we release this is going to hurt this brand, and it's going to be dead in the water.
I heard about the Seven Dwarf one though, like they shelved it, like it was bad.
Yeah, they said the magical creatures because like.
Magical creatures.
The dude, that played the short guy, whatever in Game of Thrones, Peter.
Yeah, I know you're talking
Peter,
about.
what, Dorkledge or Danklage?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, like he got a little upset at them using the word dwarf, so they had to change it. That's what the rumor I heard. I don't know if that's the case or not, but they wanted to be more inclusive, so they made it magical figures, and an old girl was like on a press tour criticizing the original story. Which that original story is what made Disney the bulk of their money up front to be able to tell some of these other stories.
What was the first one that they put out?
The first Disney story, I think, was Snow White.
Snow White?
I think so. So I'm like, you have the first story that you're crapping on. Yes, it could be made in a different time, but you can spin that in a different light. You can make it a positive because this is the reason why you have a job versus you crapping on this thing. Which it's really amazing to me, like how some of the creatives will crap in the media to this thing and basically tell people how they didn't necessarily like the original story or the original source material. And then they'll be like, "Oh well, yeah, we're."
But it's
doing
like you
this
did
now.
it anyway. Like,
yeah, I'm like, that's weird. It's really weird, man. Like Zack Snyder, for example, done like Superman, but this dude's doing Batman, Superman, all this stuff. I don't want a brooding Superman. That's what you got Batman for, and he's not brooding anyway. But I'm just like, why are you trying to make Superman like Batman? He's the Boy Scout for a reason. It's to show the contrast between the different characters. And somebody that's trying to be perfect all the time.
I see your point. I kind of feel like let's try something different with Superman. And sometimes when you do that, you tend to overdo it.
Yeah, but
you don't
why?
want to
Why?
You may feel like
there's-
it's boring to retell the same story.
I mean, you could say that, but Man of Steel did very well. And that's the same Superman origin story, start to finish. It's just how you tell the story.
What about the new Joker movie?
I don't know if they need a part 2, honestly.
I mean, it's coming out. I mean, I saw the preview of it.
Because I kind of feel you on that, but I also kind of want to see it.
Yeah,
just
but
to see what they do.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna do another, like, you gonna do like a addition to the origin story?
But the way they're doing this origin story, they can't.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they
Like
already
Joker, you can do a lot with Joker.
Well, Joker doesn't have one solid origin story. He has many. But, you know, depending on like who you read or whatever as a kid, you would see like, you know,
it looks like more of a love story though.
Yeah, it's like see
that
right there,
perfect word.
Because they're probably gonna have Harley Quinn in it.
Yeah, she's in it. Lady Gaga playing her.
Because Harley Quinn actually wasn't introduced until Batman the Animated Series in the 90s, but fans loved her so much she became this iconic character, which she had a bunch of depth. Because she was like a psychiatrist or something like that.
Yeah.
That went in and like fell in love with the Joker after like studying him and all this stuff.
I think this is what I think. Don't quote me. I think this is what this is.
I'm thinking it's that too.
There's no point in that. I was like, especially with that particular Joker, like he's at least a psychotic one from the comics, like normally or whatever. He's like off, but like he still can be kind of charming at times and all this stuff. This guy is just so socially awkward. You can't imagine him being with anybody.
Because the preview like shows that, you know, he's in prison and then she's there. So I think she's a doctor.
Yeah.
I think Lady Gaga is like, her character is a doctor in the prison.
I think so. I've seen I saw a preview of it. I think it's kind of, I think this is the one where it's like, okay, because if it does well, I think they want to franchise Joker.
Yeah, but like I don't want them to franchise that Joker. Like the psychotic, like blow stuff up Heath Ledger Joker, yes. This Joker, no.
I couldn't see that Heath Ledger Joker. I mean, that one is a lot more fun to watch.
Yeah, but he can do whatever. He could go do show tunes and you'll be like, I didn't see that coming.
So if they franchise it, do you think that they're starting over? With this one coming out, do you think they're kind of starting over from the beginning of that point right there to where they get to the crazy Joker?
I mean, this Joker is crazy, but
I understand.
No, but it's another kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's a different kind. Like,
I get that.
This guy's like if he was a real life character that was like a manic depressive person, that would be this Joker. I don't want to watch that on TV.
But I'm saying, if there's a 2. Maybe they're building that character into that Heath Ledger Joker.
I don't think you can, because the root of the character. He went on a talk show or whatever and like, you know, shot Robert De Niro's character or whatever, and he's like, you know, this crazy guy, and then like he inspired all these like vigilantes in the street at the end of the movie. It's not the same Joker. Like I was like, so if you decided. And they actually went into the movie basically trying to tell a one-off. And now they're trying to make a sequel out of a one-off movie. Because it was never written to be like, you know, multiple, to be a franchise basically. And I was like, and if you really wanted to do this, why didn't you just expand it into I don't like the David Leto Joker at all. Like in the Snyderverse. You could have like kind of went into that lane or whatever and told like a more traditional Joker story.
So what I think they were doing with this Joker, like I couldn't see them trying to turn that Joker into the Heath Ledger one because I feel like they're trying to make a more humanized version of the Joker.
I mean, I can see that.
Almost more of like, oh, I see why he turned into that. So to turn him to this humanized version and this completely psychotic version, possible, but it makes him not as likable as a figure.
It doesn't work though. It doesn't work because like if you look at that character to transform into the other types of Jokers, it wouldn't work. Cause like he had comedic timing or whatever. You saw he was like a social outcast, but that's by his own design. Because if he really wanted to, he could have been life of the party. He could have been an investment banker, really, because he's like that smart. And he's always
You're talking
messing with
about like
Batman.
an older iteration.
Yeah. A lot of the older iterations. Even the Heath Ledger version. He could have been whatever he wanted to be if he wasn't the Joker.
Yeah, charisma.
Yes.
This one doesn't.
Yeah, like too socially awkward, too odd. You know, honestly, this kind of matches up with the Robert Pattinson Batman. He's like almost emo Batman. It's just weird.
Emo Joker.
Yeah, emo Batman and emo Joker. Like, I mean, I watched the movie and my friend was like, I really like it. It was more real. I'm like, I wasn't feeling that
now,
one.
You're talking about that Batman.
Yeah.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Set,
yeah.
The visual,
the cinematography
the lighting, was amazing.
I didn't like just the spoiled, like rich, kid or whatever that's just like,
I mean, Bruce Wayne kind of
life sucks.
Like a younger version. Well,
life sucks. He's brooding.
Yeah,
like bad.
I mean,
real bad.
An older, maybe an older version of that story. He wouldn't be brooding. He'd be kind of an a-hole.
Yeah,
whereas
but that's not how it. Like the playboy, like kind of a-hole or whatever. Okay, I could get down with that.
And he kind of makes sense with the story. Whereas I almost feel like he's like he would be one of his own villains.
Yeah.
Like how he is, kind of like how the Riddler was a little bit
in the Batman origin or the Nolan Batman movies. Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of one and the same now that I'm thinking about it.
It's a weird kind of attitude, man. It's just weird.
Well, another one's coming out soon, so
Another Batman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're filming that now.
Now, don't get me wrong. The was it old girl to play Selena Kyle?
Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Yeah, man. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know if she's back in that one. She might be though. Now I've seen her in some other stuff. She's actually a pretty good actress.
She didn't have to act for me.
But
oh my goodness.
What?
Okay.
What?
So I'll move on to my final point.
Wait,
Please do.
Why you gonna breeze past
Please
that? I'm just saying, man. Like, hey, look,
we don't need your lust on this podcast.
Oh, too late.
Sir, you're a grown up. That girl's in her 20s.
I mean, attractive woman is attractive woman.
Nah, don't say that.
We don't need
See,
no,
y'all talk about me.
An adult woman, an attractive adult woman is an attractive adult woman.
Yeah, let's let him finish that up. Go ahead.
No, I ain't gotta finish it. Like a woman is a woman or whatever. Like I'm not like talking about kids, man. Come on,
we're not talking about kids.
No,
hey, attractive woman is an attractive woman. I can't say, oh, that's a beautiful woman. I can't say that.
Oh no, you
that's
said a little bit more than that.
So I ain't say. I ain't got no shame. I got a little bit of shame.
A little bit. Okay. So, last point is late night television. Any late night television you gonna watch?
No, that's dead, man.
I ain't gonna say it's dead. I just don't watch it.
It's dead. It's
so
dead.
why
they've tried to many a times with YouTube stars, all that stuff. It's dead. The format doesn't work with this new generation.
Well, James Chappelle just signed the thing. A deal.
You talking about? I have a feeling what you're talking about, and if it's what I think it is, that was just.
What was it?
Probably like a $2 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Was that fake?
That was fake.
Oh well, hell.
No. That was fake.
You gonna have to mess around, and go back to Africa.
Who
No.
Who made that up?
Oh, somebody just put that online and it blew up. No, that didn't happen.
Because that's what people want. They want the lie. That's what they want. The beautiful lie is always.
Honestly, I
better
would
than the
love
ugly
it if it was true. The fact that he walked away from $5 million to, I mean, well, he made what with Netflix?
I don't know what his deal, how much he's making
And
with
then
Netflix.
again-
It was more than $5 million he walked away from.
No, not like 50 million. I'm sorry.
No, I'm
You
talking
remember-
about
It was
his
more than
deal.
that too. Wasn't it like in the 90s?
I don't know,
No,
but
no,
his deal
I
with
think it was 50.
Netflix. I don't know how much is he
I think
making
it's
with
like
Netflix?
Because at one point it was like he was making 20 million a special.
I mean, that makes sense.
So I think he. So from that
I
time,
kind of didn't believe that anyways.
so like $2
like I s-
billion for a late night.
I saw that,
and I think
was
it said it was
like,
with CBS, and I was like, I don't ever hear a story about CBS spending.
I
that
was
kind of money.
like, I
Oh,
mean,
Like if people, and then my first thought when I saw it was like, for me to pay someone $2 billion, I'm giving you a network within my network. Like I'm not just gonna put it for like you doing one show. No, I need some stand-ups. I need the Jeff Bezos show. I need Ashley Larry back on there. He have his own thing. I need you to dig up Charlie Murphy. I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Look, this
$2
man
billion?
he gonna have him like all across the network, like Stephen A. Smith be on ESPN.
Yeah. Oh, for $2 billion,
We gonna have
Yes.
you on everything. And this dude don't know.
Every-
He don't know nothing about UFC, and he's like calling the fight. I'm like,
Where's Dave? Like, yeah, absolutely. He's gonna be right there with Joe Rogan.
look, Dave gonna be at
doing
the
UFC.
gas station, man. They gonna be at the gas station doing the windows in your car.
$2 billion, you're never getting off work. What are you talking about? It's my kid's birthday. Bring him to work. $2 billion, I'm using you for everything.
that's you, dude. You go.
Especially if I'm CBS. It's hard to get people to watch CBS now.
Hey, not back in the day, it wasn't.
Yeah,
When you had them Walker's Texas Rangers on there, you know, like
them days are
look,
long.
look.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle gonna be Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, no, now you going too far.
You gonna have-
Hey,
Mm-mm.
honestly,
billion.
I would probably pay good money to see that.
Hey,
You'd be like,
going way
if
too
they
far
pay
now.
good, if they pay good money, you go see.
hey, look,
We ain't doing that. That is too far.
$2 billion. The way Rob Dyrdek has MTV in the chokehold, that's how Dave Chappelle would have CBS in the chokehold.
Those are reruns though.
Don't matter. Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
there will be no
he-
reruns.
he still films like quite a bit of those though. I think
Because
those are easy to film.
Right,
too.
that's what I'm saying. You
Very
can
easy to
film
film.
those. Those are very easy to film.
And I'm like, Talk Soup did it better
Yeah.
with Aisha Taylor.
yeah, but
And Talk Soup,
is
Talk
it
Soup,
that or
Talk Soup had like what five different hosts or whatever, and they're all like pretty good.
now? Could
Or
it,
if you take it back to the soup.
geez,
that
how
w-
long was that?
That was a while back.
No, I mean, how many years did they have?
I mean,
now,
same difference.
now, do you think like with Rob Dyrdek, do you think that it's just so much of it that you may just be just as a viewer drained from it?
No, because it's like background music. Turn the TV
That
on.
sounds like you're drained. Like you're not watching
you
it.
turn
It's
the
just,
TV on and you hear it. It's in the background. and you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's one of those shows you can like kind of like you don't have to watch like actively. Yeah, you can, but then you can kind of like be like on your phone or something like that, and then when a certain clip like comes up,
It may
however,
have it for-
and
yeah,
you
I
be
see what
like,
you're
oh okay.
saying. Go back to what you're doing.
I seen this video before, and then you like go back to like playing on your phone or where words with friends or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can do something else. You can be playing like your Switch while you're watching that.
Okay. No, I mean, he's pretty much literally every time I switch past MTV, Rob Dyrdek's on there.
I don't watch MTV.
But
no more.
I don't really watch cable no more. But if I'm passing it for like some wrestling or basketball game, like what is MTV playing?
You mean reality TV?
Now I can watch that on
Because
streaming.
it ain't MTV, it's RTV now.
Well,
It's like because every single like I was in a hotel last week, right? And I went to the little channel guide channel, and I'm like looking. I'm like, oh, MTV. And it was like Real Housewives. Oh, not Real Housewives, but it was
Jersey
like,
Shore.
It was like it was Jersey Shore.
That's the main two.
Then
There's
it- then it-
Rob
then
and
it-
Jersey Shore.
Then it was like something else. Then it was something else, and then it was Rob on that last
So
slide.
the running joke I heard on YouTube was like, MTV is now Rob Dyrdek's YouTube channel.
I mean,
that he monetizes.
that's pretty accurate.
So-
That's actually very accurate.
and
I can believe it.
it's because the two main things that they have on there now is because I didn't think they would ever bring Jersey Shore back because I just thought it was a certain like televised shows. They're just good for a time period.
Right.
It just fits for that time period.
It's
That's
filler.
what I felt
It's
about.
filler.
Yeah. But it's a great, like, if I was going to talk about a certain time period, Jersey Shore, you would have that on there, or you would talk about it because it perfectly fit that time period. I didn't think you would put it back on because that time period has changed. People have grew and moved on from it. Nope. Jersey Shore on vacation. Jersey Shore friend's funeral. Jersey Shore, like it's just Jersey.
You say
Shore.
friend's funeral?
Yeah. Hey, any reason to put them like they use? I feel like Jersey Shore the way they use Medea.
They
just
did
find a reason.
They did something where they filmed them back in the house, and most of them are like in relationships, got kids.
Yeah, I think that was the reunion, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jersey Shore reunion. But like, man, y'all too old for this, man.
I'm like, what in the world, man? I'm like, and then they took them on like a vacation or something like that.
There's an audience for it.
And then
no, it is.
And then like on MTV2, you remember that Real World Road Rules?
Yeah,
where they did like the gauntlet, or it was called something else before. It was like the challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
Challenge of the gauntlet. So like they got those still going, but that's on MTV2 because you can't put that on MTV1.
Now, but I mean, you could. I mean, that's been like it's kind of like The Simpsons is for Fox, like the real world. But
they brought those, like, tried to bring the original characters back or people back for the challenge. Like for the first challenge, they tried to bring the people who were on the first challenge back.
Yeah, but they're old.
That's what I'm saying.
They're old. Like you ain't gonna be doing all that action.
What was his
stuff.
name? Johnny Bananas. I think
don't even remember.
I think they tried to bring the Miz back, but the Miz is part of the WWE, so he definitely wasn't coming back.
Yeah, he's making more money doing something else.
Oh yeah.
And like you gonna do this high impact stuff where you ain't gonna make no money off of it. I'm like, come on.
I'm bringing the Miz is bringing an audience to another avenue. Like, nah, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
If it would have worked for viewership, because he was bringing all those people from wrestling back over there. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe limited, because like it depends on how you consume that stuff. Like, are they consuming it on their platforms? Are they consuming that on their TV? You know what I'm saying? Because like there's different ways to view wrestling now. Because I'm pretty sure they got all kinds of apps and all that stuff where you can do direct like viewership on a tablet. But they also do it
kind of like how they do like NBA games. Like people ain't watching all those games like that.
Nah. They
just watch clips and see commentary about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
pretty much.
It's probably that. But like back to late night television. You said it was dead. So why do you? Now I know it'll never be what it was with like Johnny Carson. But do you think it'll be at least?
Carson.
Yeah,
Can you go to?
I had to because now I bring Johnny Carson up because that's like the original. That's the original. He's the apex. Like literally, if you were a comedian and you were on his show and you did like a little stand up, and if he sat you down, you was made.
Yeah,
you was all the clubs. Your price range just went up.
Yeah, but there was people like that in the 90s though.
Arsenio Hall wasn't. He wasn't making you like that.
I wouldn't. But I am not talking about.
Not
I'm
even
talking about.
But like,
no, I mean, he had a good show. He had a great show. Like I mentioned this show like 2 weeks ago, and then like this older gentleman was like roof. Older white dude, man. I was like looking at him too. I was like, man, you sound stupid.
No, because God, what are the Jay Leno's? They kind of still had somewhat of that.
Yeah, it still wasn't to that effect though.
I will never, but I mean, it's a little bit like it. You got a few notches down.
You got a decent bump, but I'm like, you weren't getting that. You definitely weren't getting that.
I'm just saying that was before my time. That's all I'm saying. Give me somebody who was.
So okay, so let me make it like a Seth late night with Seth Meyers.
Okay.
Do you think he could get back to at least as that?
No, like no, I don't think he ever like got to an apex even for himself.
What about Trevor Noah?
I don't think he was as good
now
on the Daily Show as he like, and then I know he wasn't as good late night as he was on that Daily Show.
Now it could have been that, or also like the Daily Show is kind of its own brand in and of itself.
You can say that, but honestly, the Jon Stewart Daily Show, which they tried to bring back way after the fact, Like the thing's in the coffin, it's in the ground, you dug it up and you shot it again. I don't know why you did that. It's like Pet Cemetery at this time.
So
Another age reference.
That's pretty harsh.
Which they brought back.
Problem is, I can't argue it. I can't argue against anything you say, because the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm thinking about it. It may have been slowly but surely becoming a dying medium ever since Johnny Carson.
And you know, the one person I said that had the charisma, but the audience wasn't gonna be there, was the Ferguson dude, the Craig Ferguson. Great. I mean, like probably one of the best charismas to do something like live events or something like that. I would try to figure out how to get him involved with something that was live, off the cuff, the way he can like use his like wits and smart like kind of humor.
But he had that was the car dude, right?
No.
Who was that?
Ferguson was Scottish or English guy.
Okay, I know
English.
you're talking about. I actually like that show, the late night show.
Wait, no. He had a different accent.
He was kind of Scottish, I think.
It was either maybe Scottish or Irish or something
Irish,
like that.
maybe something like that.
Yeah, it was one of those two.
I liked him the best though. To
Great
be honest
charisma,
with you,
right?
Yeah.
Like I mean, crazy, like off the cuff.
So now you go. I kind of understand your point of it being dead. The only reason I don't think it will fully die off, at least probably
because somebody's going to dig up the corpse every single time.
That, but also people want to do it. Like even Stephen A. Smith has said he's wanting to do a late night. Charlamagne the God said has been something he's wanted to do.
Oh, not good.
Did they ask who was going to watch? Did they ask that? I could want to fly with my own 2 arms, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Here's the thing. If you're that one person who saves a dying medium.
Wait, hold up. Who's done that? Who's that one person who's done that? Nobody
doesn't mean you're not going to try.
No.
You want to be the first. So,
many people have said, I'll jump on that grenade, but what happens to them? They blow up with the grenade.
Or find out you're Superman.
Find out you Superman. That is very very bad.
It's the best I could do.
Find out you're Superman.
Hey, it's the best I got for this situation.
You wouldn't have known up until that point.
To the point. I mean, how else? Somebody got to point a gun and shoot at your chest for you to find out bullets pop off.
Like you wouldn't have went to the dentist and he tried to scratch your gum and then the tool comes out all bent before then. It just in that moment you just jump on a grenade, be like, oh, I'm not dead.
Bingo.
The fact that you said find out you're Superman, man.
But I feel like at least like generations who's grown up and has watched and has been somewhat enamored with late night television, I think they will always try. They will either try it out or want to be the one who brings it back. Like
No,
I think
they're done. They're done. The people that grew up watching that, they're done too because you changed their habits. They're not staying up all late for a late night show and they're not watching it the next day.
What younger generation is gonna stay up to watch this late night?
Nobody.
That's actually a great question.
It's done, man. It's done. It's cooked.
I mean,
it's cooked. Like a
generation
turkey.
after us isn't barely doing it. They're just watching maybe the clips on YouTube.
I'll say, look, man.
I mean, if you have your favorite late night show, like Ferguson, like if he was still on, I would probably stay up to watch him.
I watch clips of his.
You know,
right now
saying?
to this day, his interaction with his guests, I still watch the clips. They're entertaining. But you know what? Other than that, I don't necessarily care for the rest of the show.
It would be hard to use to make the example for today because I think people are really settled with them. So let's say like maybe about 8 or 9 when Kevin Hart was like starting to just blow up.
I don't think it still wouldn't have worked.
Still don't think it would have worked.
No, because one, okay, what medium are they going to watch it on? 1. And 2, you got to stay up that late to watch this. Like Kevin Hart is like PG. Why would you have to stay up to watch him? He's not pushing anything. That was part of the allure or whatever. You might hear something naughty. As I hear something naughty all the time. I mean, you watch kids' cartoons now. You be like, oh, hey, you need to turn that off. You can't be watching these kids' cartoons with all this stuff in it.
Even back to the SpongeBob days.
Yeah. I didn't really watch that neither.
You didn't? Oh my god!
To me, it was a
SpongeBob?
sponge. It was a talking sponge. I was like, whoever made this was on acid. because
most of cartoons, whoever made that stuff was
Most
on
of it-
drugs.
You
But
ever,
it's
watch,
like-
you ever watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force or anything from Adult Swim?
I watched Adult Swim.
Yeah, but like, and
yeah,
you're talking about a talking sponge is a
Listen.
problem.
I knew. Yeah, when I watched Adult Swim, it was God, what's the show
The
with the clay figures?
I know what you're talking about.
I
I know what you're talking about though.
Oh, Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken, Family Guy. That was kind of my Adult Swim wheel.
No, I watched when I first started watching Adult Swim. Like that stuff came on to like once Cartoon Network came off. Those shows came on. Then it was the other shows after that, like the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I
Now,
was
the
up
1
watching
o'clock
those shows.
Was that the one with like the talking meatball?
That's Aqua Team Hunger Force.
Yeah, see, that's when I was done.
No, I'm
That's
talking
No,
about the other,
that was part of Adult Swim.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that the shows like after that, like the was it the Osmos? Some
I
what you're
remember
talking
the name. I
I
know
know
you're
what
talking
you're
about. Didn't watch
those
that either.
shows.
I like where they redub some of those shows or whatever, and then they even end up recreating that Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law,
Yeah,
because they took those old cartoons and redubbed them, and then just like made them say crazy stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it's like pork chop sandwiches. And it's like just
and even what was the
wild
other
stuff,
ones
man.
like that, like the stuff you should be looking at if you're on acid. Right, literally.
Excellent
Seriously.
point.
You should be
The-
watch. Hey, if you're on acid, boys and girls, you need to watch.
Don't
this.
say boys and girls.
Oh, I mean, hey, y'all don't want to talk about. Oh, I can't say women.
we didn't say,
Goddamn, man. Come
we
on.
didn't say you
Man.
couldn't say women.
Hey, that's what I got out of it. Damn it.
So
This, oh my goodness,
After
I might go to YouTube tonight and start
Then-
watching those shows, man.
yes, just go on YouTube, look up acid television.
But those are the shows that played at 2 and 3 o'clock, and I wasn't even. I didn't do them kind of drugs, but I enjoyed it.
So I'm getting from this. You wasn't watching late night. The late night television was not the
No, my late night television was Adult Swim.
different.
Okay,
Okay.
the
so-
1 and the 2 o'clock in the morning one. I enjoyed it. People think I'm a little crazy. I might be because I didn't watch it on drugs, and I'm just like, you don't see the magic in this stuff.
Yeah, but you didn't have to watch some of that stuff, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I'm pretty sure drugs might. Actually, no, no. Back to you, Kevin.
See, we're going to end this because I feel like we're going to a dark place already.
But it's dark humor. But it
It-
was right, extremely dark humor. And I get dark humor.
I get it because
I like dark
just
humor.
talking about it, we've brought up acid. So
I almost bought like the first 3 seasons of that Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law,
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of like funny stuff in there, and I'm like, yeah, kids can't watch this. Because there was one with the super friend, the Indian dude that grew big,
Yes.
and then he couldn't perform or something like that, like in front of like his woman.
What was the show?
It was the Land of Lakes Butter Girl.
Yeah, what was the show with the 2 guys? It was like a regular show, but it was a two white guys.
2 guys. Beavis and Butthead.
No, and they like done like it was kind of like what was the other show with that comedian and he was like a talk show, kind of made fun of it. Everybody used to come on this show.
Space Ghost.
Don't worry about it.
Because it had Space Ghost Coast to
It feels
Coast.
like I remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, like, that was better than the cartoon.
Hey, they were trying to do like the late night thing with that, and that was kind of funny because he would blast dudes and say anything crazy to him.
So
And
I remember
He
that.
would blow up the TV with his little.
I remember
with
that.
his little
Oh,
joint. And I was like,
But he,
And
had,
then the little
he would
alien
have
would be
real
cursing
guests
like-
on there.
Yeah.
He would have literally real guests on there.
and be
and then Tom Green was kind of like that. He would have serious guests, but he
Yeah.
wasn't a serious person.
So what was the other? It still comes on though. What's the black guy's name that has that show? Cause remember, like T.I. was on this show one time.
A black guy?
Yeah,
T.I. was on a black
he-
guy show?
Yeah.
I don't know where you going. I don't know
I
where
No,
you
no.
see
going.
it.
I'm like,
Here we
you didn't
go.
narrow it down. T.I.'s on the black man show. I was like, that's not narrowing
Kevin,
it down.
before
for
we
me.
end this
I just
episode,
feel
look,
like we're
pull out your phone.
No.
what I'm
Pull
supposed
up-
to look
No,
up.
no, don't
Black
end
man
up-
on T.I.
Adult Swim. Pull up Late night show on Adult Swim. Pull that up.
Night.
We're going to solve this right now. Do you hear me?
So what I'm getting from this,
unless those meddling
is
kids
the
get
only
in the way.
late night show television that's gonna be y'all gonna watch is on Adult Swim.
It's on Adult Swim. That's what I'm saying.
No Johnny Carson, but
What does it say?
So Space Ghost. Are you talking about the Eric Andre show?
Yes.
Who the hell is that?
You ain't never seen the Eric Andre? Oh my God.
I know I haven't watched it. I might have seen his face. What's he look like?
I
look
think
like?
I know
What's he
who.
look like, man? Show me a picture.
I'm trying. Yeah, this dude. I've seen him in memes.
Oh, you know he had
Never
the
watched this
he
show.
had. I never seen that show, but he's actually funny.
You got to
Like,
watch it.
There's one meme where he's like, and they've taken it and repurposed it, just like the cat meme with the two girls or
Yeah.
two ladies,
Yeah.
like where it's like he's like talking about a problem, and he turns around and shoots like the solution or whatever. Then
Shoots it.
Yeah, then he's like talking about the problem again.
So
Yeah.
literally he goes out on the street and these are real people. And he does the most outlandish stuff.
But you know what?
The only reason
Hits from the Street did it better and first.
and he didn't, but he didn't come off as like socially awkward or weird. The only reason I know who this dude is because he dated Rosario Dawson, and apparently he dated the girl from Fresh Prince of Bel Air too.
The one to play Hillary.
No, the young one, Tatiana Ali.
Really?
How old is he?
Apparently, hey, the,
Oh wow!
the
Look,
man
look.
got game.
Well, or money.
Or money.
Or money.
Or maybe both. Hey, maybe both. Both. I don't know. But either way, we're getting out of here.
Or issues.
All
I heard,
three.
I,
Hey.
I heard some women like that.
Hey,
For real?
we're not going here. So look, we're gonna get up out of here. Thank you all
Oh,
for
my
watching
goodness.
and listening. I'm once again Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
Whatever. I can't even say it. Whatever. Whatever.
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Yeah, and then we can talk about dating relationship shows like the next show.
Yeah, okay, we can.
No,
We can.
No, I'll be yes.
I'm gonna go all in, boy. We can.
Go ahead.
We can.
Shows, not relationships.
I didn't say that. I said shows.
Kevin.
And I am once again Kevin Mumphrey. Thank you for listening and watching.
What's my tag?
F it.
Do you have a tag?
I did. What I be saying?
F it.
You forgot it. What
I
makes you
know
think I
because
remember?
this is nonsense.
F it. F it. Some of my post.
So, any
What's going on? There it is.
Oh, there-
See, I lost it for a minute. There
All
you
right,
go.
let's-
There you
let's-
go. There you go. What's going on?
Isn't that
Okay, end the show again.
Isn't that DMX's tag?
No, it ain't. He
No.
barked. Say
No.
it again.
Okay,
He-
okay.
he
Let's
said,
try.
he said that too.
Let's
One
do
more
this
time.
One
Okay.
more time.
We
Which-
back, y'all. Hey, we back. We back. I like it. I
Okay.
like
Like I
it.
never left.
With do this one more time. I once again Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones
What's going on?
and Carson Hype Ferguson.
Don't give me an outro again. Don't give me an outro again.
Bye.